Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video, and well, finally back with my chart haul video for March 2K22. A few releases to show you. The first one you've seen already, so I'm gonna go into them quick and dirty. Of course, you've seen this baze.djunkiii Booty, my latest mixtape on my tape label Intrauterin Tapes. 60 minutes of like ghetto bass, ghetto tech, all that goodness. Vinyl mix, 22 tracks on there, I guess, in the DJ mix, just mixed with like 2 turntables and a battle mixer. Limited to 100 copies. You've seen like in kind of unboxing, introductory video to this, so I'm not like gonna elaborate on this any further, and I won't on this these two as well, because you've seen these extensively. 2 versions of No More Suicide Commando released on my label El Caballo Cemental. This one, the gray version, the second version, is limited to 600 copies, still available on my BANDCAMP and will be popping up somewhere around there. And the original pressing, the black version, has been sold out for weeks actually. Before release, a post-punk, seminal post-punk goth wave classics has been selling like a lot of copies throughout the past like 4 weeks, actually since the original version came out. So look up the videos for those, because I've lost enough words about those. But what I want to show you in more detail is this one, brainward or brainward, I don't know how to pronounce this, on the film label Film 007. The album is called It's Same, and this is actually a test pressing. And the reason or why I show a test pressing of this is a long story. So I received this one through sources, I don't know, 8 months ago or something like that, for review purposes, and or maybe even longer. So I held this back for reviews for a while, and now it has been released finally. So I don't know how much you are informed about like delays in the vinyl industry, but actually this has been sitting in my place, played a lot, but not mentioned to anybody for more than half a year, because usually I try to review records like close to the release date as far as possible, because it doesn't make sense to review a record like 8 months up front and then everybody has forgotten about the review when it comes out. So what this is the best description maybe is IDM, intelligent dance music, even though a lot of people do hate this like phrase, but sometimes it's still like suitable. So there is electronica, there is ambient pads, there is a little bit of jungle, there is like a bit of electro, there's like elements of techno, there is dreamy passages, there is like a lot of more up-tempo stuff, but not like really dance floor, so more listening music. Comes in a very elaborate cover with like a sticker that's holding that together, and like special printings and stuff, kind of partially reflective, and as far as I remember also partially embossed, so a very like elaborate release from brainward, which has been very popular within the electronica scene. And this is like one of the albums, I guess, which will be very much recognized this year, because there have been like a lot of delays, and also brainward and the film label in general is interesting and kind of hip, kind of hype for right now. So not hype in a bad way, but more like a lot of people have shown interest in this. And yeah, this is very nice if you're into like electronica, or what the Reflex Posse used to call brain dance back in the day. Music which makes your brain dance, which actually is very suitable for this one. And this comes with very interesting titles as well. So 2 to mention is like A Star Is Bored, not born, but bored. And the other one is like Prove You Are Not a Rowboat Skipper, which is also very interesting and very like kind of out there and off. So kind of humorous as well, but as a listening experience, a good album, a proper album if you are maybe into people like Played or FX Twin or that kind of stuff, just to mention a few like big names, even though it's not like 100% resembling their style, but to give you like a broad abstraction of what this is. One of the albums that will be recognized and I guess also reviewed a lot in this year. So expect this probably to pop up in the like top 10 electronica albums of 2022. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. And this one, the last one, is kind of a surprise and a flashback actually to the early 90s. So this is a live album actually. The Irresistible Force versus Ramjack Corporation live at the Brain Club in London in 1990. So very beautiful cover for sure. Also interesting with that neon sticker aesthetics. And yeah, what this is like a piece of history. So the Ramjack Corporation is Paul Shivers, who has been like involved in a lot of club things, club ventures in the early 90s in London, and the Irresistible Force is Maurice Gould, aka Mixmaster Maurice. You might know him from Ninja Tune and stuff, and from his legendary ambient sets. And this is a live performance they did at the former Acid House venue Brain. Well, Acid House was kind of probably not over, but in the end of the movement in 1990, and the Brain was like a venue that was very prominent in the Acid House movement in London. And what they did a live performance, like really like with hardware instruments and stuff on stage at the Brain. And the interesting part is that they worked with like floppy disks still, so they had to do a dual performance. So one guy was loading up samples whilst the other one was playing, and the other one, and vice versa. So this is why we have like two acts playing like one single performance, about an hour of music, accompanied by liner notes by writer Joe Muggs, and also on the other side there is liner notes by Sean McLusky, who has been involved, I guess, in the Brain Club back in the day. So very interesting stuff released on the Musique pour la Danse label, which also puts out a lot of interesting stuff and is kind of connected to labels like We Release Whatever the Fuck We Want. You might recognize that name from that kind of Patlabor reissue, and also that famous manga anime, which escapes me right now, which also has been re-released for the first time officially on the label. Beautiful artwork as well, and what the kind of music on here is best described in the very beginning of the liner notes, which says like back in 1990 everything flows, and this is like pretty much what this does. So it's like kind of techno, kind of proto-trance, kind of Balearic house, some ambient things, a lot of samples, also like the first glimpses of what should become like UK hardcore, breakbeat hardcore, like in some tracks. So you can hear like the emerging breakbeat influences, a lot of like lush patterns and pads, some like chirping birds like live sampled and stuff. And yeah, this is like an ongoing live album, which is very interesting to hear definitely. And yeah, a kind of excursion into electronic music history. So if you're into electronic music and not into DJing but into listening to stuff, this might be an interesting one, even though it is kind of pricey, I guess. So I got this via a source for free, but this is an interesting document of electronic music history, and definitely also interesting to read when it comes to liner notes. So Joe Marks is a well-known writer as well, so this is good stuff. And actually, yeah, I've been playing with Mixmaster Maurice, aka the Irresistible Force, like a few years back at one of the last parties that our mutual friend Holo Klaus set up, which passed away like a year after that. I guess it was like maybe 10 years ago, but I've kind of ran into Maurice like the first time, I guess, in 1997 when he played at the Tempelhof in Hamburg, which was my favorite club back then. And when he's in Hamburg, sometimes we bump into each other, kind of. He used to buy records at the record store I work at, and sometimes I've met him just by chance somewhere on the tube. So yeah, this is interesting to hear what he's done like back in the day. So for a collector like me, definitely a worthwhile addition to the collection. And with those releases, we are through my chart haul for March 2K22. More unboxing videos to come because I got more stuff sitting here and also more reviews to come. I've been going through one of the records that Brent Akos guy sent me, which you've seen in the last video. So reviews are on my, or one review already is on my website, NightSailC. At the time I'm uploading this, I guess, or will be tomorrow. I'm not too sure right now. And yeah, more stuff to come on the radio. DJ dates on the description box. And if you know, if you like this one, you know the score. Like, subscribe, hit me up on BANDCAMP, buy some of my records and stuff. And I'm gonna see you on the next one. See you later.